Hello again, Guardians. LV Native here with another Destiny video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my preferred methods that I like to use when I want to go farm legendary Engrams. Now there are a bunch of different ways to do this out there. I have researched a ton, playtested a lot just to see what I like to do the best, what has the best return, and these are my favorite methods. So first up we have the Court of Oryx. Now the Court of Oryx used to be a great place to do this when everybody still had to use the court to do other things as well. You just got an extra bonus of getting a lot of engrams along the way. It's going to give you a lot of legendaries. It's also going to give you a lot of blue engrams for other materials, you know, whether you need armor materials or weapon parts. It's a great way to do that as well. The only problem with doing this is, you know, it's a little unreliable sometimes to get a group of people. If you're running solo and just, you know, pop down into the Court of Oryx at any given time, you might be the only one there, and it's going to be a little bit tougher, you know, to power through the level 1, 2s, and especially, you know, the level 3s. It works, but you really need to make sure there's a few people there to help you out that are also, you know, having a lot of runes that they need to use. If you don't have a lot of runes, or, you know, you don't have a fire team and they have any, this is probably not going to be the best method for you. It's going to be really slow and just not worth your time as much. I just happened to pop in here just to get some footage and ended up running into an old clanmate of mine, Jack Samoy. Very fun gamer I like to play with when I get a chance to. So, yeah, and there was a bunch of randoms here. I think at one time we had like 8 people here. And that's very fun. If there's a lot of people at the court when you know, go down into here, this can be a really fun way. Just keep doing the level 3s and, you know, level 2s. You don't have to bother about the level 1s, but just do the level 1, the level 2 and the level 3s. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. You're also going to get a ton of engrams that you can use for breaking down parts, you know, or hopefully get, you know, certain drops on weapons and armor that you've been looking for. So yeah, that is the first method, is to just farm the Court of Oryx. Okay, Guardians, so the next method we're going to be talking about for farming your legendary engrams is going to be doing the Heroic Strike playlist. Now, the reason that I like to use this method is not only am I able to get a lot of, you know, legendary engrams when I do this, but I also am able to farm other things as well. Mainly, I can use this to also farm my exotics and to get my Vanguard rep up to get those rep packages. So the reason why I like using the Heroic Strike playlist is for this perk right here. The Vanguard Streak, increased Vanguard reputation and drop chance for legendary strikes. And that lasts until you go back to orbit. Also, you see using the Vanguard Reputation Booster, that lasts for 2 hours. So if you're going to farm this for at least 2 hours, go ahead and make sure you pop that. You can also use this to do your exotic engram farming. If you don't know how to do that really well, I'm actually going to leave a link in the upper right hand corner right there for you to check out my exotic engram farming method. And one of the methods I like to do is off of this strike playlist as well. But this is a really effective farm for not only getting yourself legendary engrams, but you can also use it to farm exotics, and you can use it to farm your reputation for Vanguard. Maybe get like that perfect god rolled LDR that a lot of people are after nowadays. So that is a really, really effective way of getting a lot of stuff done all at the same time. Now you can run through and do this solo. That's actually what I was doing in here. It just, you know, automatically queues you up with randoms. The drawback to that is the runs are a little bit slower usually. You know, the team's not as coordinated, and sometimes you have guys that just don't, you know, put in their fair share of work, honestly, or they'll leave in the middle of a strike. But you can still work. I did this just to play test it, doing nothing but the matchmaking. And I was still able to be quite successful and got several runs in that 2 hours. Not to mention, I think I got myself about 12 to 15. Yeah, I think it was like 12 to 15 legendary engrams, excuse me. Not to mention, I was able to get a lot of reputation as well. I got myself a couple of exotics in the process. So this is a really, effective way of farming to get yourself not only the legendary Engrams, but to farm your Vanguard reputation, and at the same time also farming exotics. It is a really great method to pass the time if you're just needing to do a little bit of farming for just about anything. Now there is one last farming method that I want to talk about that is going to give you, as far as I know, the highest amount of legendary engrams per hour. And that is going to be doing the Grasp of Malak farming. If you're not familiar with that is, basically what it is you want to load up the Omnigul strike on the lowest level difficulty, and you have to have a fire team of 3 that is coordinated. I've seen people using Galahorns. Basically what it is you get to that part in the strike where she first shows up before she runs away and climbs up that hill, going into that final boss room, and you just keep killing her over and over and over again, and it will net you a ridiculous amount of legendary engrams. The only reason I didn't put this as my top way of doing it is because you do have to have a very coordinated fire team of 3. If everybody's not on the same page, it just it takes way too long, and a lot of times she gets away from you, and it just doesn't work out that well. You can't solo queue into this because your other guys that you're paired up with are probably not going to know exactly what you're doing, and you're just not all on the same page. But if you do have a fire team of 3 and 3 people that want to do this, maybe they don't want to necessarily farm for legendary engrams, but maybe they specifically are trying to farm for that Grasp of Malak, then by all means go ahead and do that, because it will give you the best results. Like I said, I just didn't list it as my main method because I don't always have 2 other people that want to do that same Grasp of Malak farm over and over and over again. It's a little monotonous, so it's one that I had to mention. And by all means, just do the Omnigul strike and keep killing Omnigul over and over again, and then let your fire team die, and maybe you'll get lucky and get a really good rolled Grasp of Malak, but you're also going to get yourselves a lot, and I do mean a lot, of legendary engrams in the process. Now before I sign off on this video today, I did have to mention that I tried a lot of different ways of farming before I decided to make this video. I checked out all the loot caves that everyone was talking about, and some of them didn't work that well, some of them were okay, but overall I just wasn't getting as many legendary engrams, and that could have been RNG, and it just could have been unlucky in the couple hours that I was playtesting these places. I did okay. I mean, sure, I did get a couple of them, but I tried about every popular loot cave that's out there right now, and I just found that the strikes and Court of Oryx, and of course the Grasp of Malak farming, just to be far more profitable as far as how many legendary engrams you're getting. So for me, I really can't recommend doing the loot caves. Plus, if you're farming loot caves, you're not really going to be able to farm exotics or anything at the same time. So I just think it's going to be more beneficial, and you're going to get more out of it if you do any of the methods that we already talked about in this video. Alright guys, we're getting close to the end of the video here. I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. If it helped you out or if you found it enjoyable, please go ahead and smack that like button for me. Also, in the comment section down below, please let me know if you guys, liked this video, what you thought about it, but also let me know if you know a better or more efficient way to get yourself those legendary engrams. There are literally hundreds of different methods out there people are using, and honestly, I just do not have enough time to try all of them out and test them for you guys. So in the comments, please let me know. Also, I would like to take this time to thank each and every one of my subscribers. This channel's been going about a month now, and we're over 230 subscribers. I never thought it would get that big. So I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, and trust me, there is plenty more coming very, very soon. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do not hesitate to smash that like button and leave a comment in the section down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more great videos like this in the future. As always, this is LV Native, you guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.